Alright, y'all. So, the 10-year anniversary of a certain album has arrived, and that album is this album. Of course, this is just the live album, but I do not have the physical copy. It is obviously Speak Now. The album is officially 10 years old. Oh, that's crazy. Now, before we get on to this little track by track review, kind of revisiting the album, I will say by this time, I've already just disliked Taylor Swift. I just didn't like any of the songs she was writing. I was just not a fan of anything that she was doing. So it wasn't until the Red era, that I finally got into her. So anyway, I got my notes here on my phone just to be like, all right, here is how we're going to do this, write everything down so that way I don't forget. So, very professional. Alright, so here we go. We are going to start off with the first song, the lead single, Mine, which in my opinion, it is a great lead single. The unfortunate part, it gets overshadowed by, like, Look What You Made Me Do, Cardigan, We're Never Ever Getting Back Together, Love Story, all those. And, of course, Shake It Off. So, it's a great underrated lead single, and a great single and underrated overall. Sparks Fly, definitely in my top 5 of the album. I just love the whole atmosphere, it really gives off a whole 4th of July feel, I love the energy with that. Oh, Back to December. Out of all the singles from the album, this one should have gotten the Grammy recognition. I love the video. I love the whole damn thing, really. The video, the lyrics, the emotion, the aesthetic. Love it. Speak Now. By the way, you'll be hearing the word aesthetic a lot. Anyway, Speak Now, the title track. Ain't got much to say because it's not one of my immediate favorites. But I will say, let the cheese fest begin. Dear John. Now, I remember Taylor Swift in an interview for Lover that she described Death by a Thousand Cuts as a sad bop. This one is a sad bop. I love the instrumentation. All of it's basically 100, the lyrics, instrumentation, vocals, emotion, just everything about it. Mean joins Speak Now in the Cheese Fest. She's a cute girl, but not, The Story of Us. Oh, this one is my favorite. I love this one so much. It's chaotic. And I love how she actually alludes the lyrics as if it's like an actual book. Like chapters, the end, blah blah, and the video is also very great. And I'm sad that it didn't stick with the general public. But that just goes to show that not always the general public gets it right. Never Grow Up. Oh, she's a cute one. I like this one. It's basically like The Best Day off of Fearless, but instead of it being on Taylor's narrative, it's more like on the parents' narrative. It's not in my top 5, but it's still great. Speaking of great, a masterpiece, a flawless jam, Enchanted. A big fan favorite, and I love it so much. I mean, it's obvious to see why it's a fan favorite. I mean, just listen to the lyrics. You get to like paint this picture in your head, and it comes out as like a fairy tale story, a dream, if you will. And I love the fact that it's actually a fan favorite and a classic. Especially when the fans, when they meet Taylor for the first time, or just, it might be their second or third time, the bass lyric of this song they use as a caption. Oh, better than revenge. She is a bad bitch. She is a banger. The sad part is it kind of gets overlooked because it's sandwiched in between two lyrical masterpieces. And prior to this album, or prior to this song, it gets, you get all these lyrical genius things, and you get to this one. Well, it's got great lyrics, but it's the sound that I guess, really kind of turns people a little bit off. Um, but I will say she really just snapped on this one. Innocent. I don't really have much to say on this one. It's a good one, but I really like how it evolves. The production gets bigger in the 5 minutes that we have of this song. Haunted. Oh, you guys, she performed this as a surprise song at my Reputation tour. I was super excited because it is my top two, right up there with, obviously, The Story of Us. I just love the aesthetic for this song. So dark, edgy, rock, music, like stuff here. And also, if you haven't had the chance, listen to the acoustic version. That one's also really good. And, oh, and going back a little bit on it, speaking of that, a spin on some of the songs, listen to the pop mix of Mine. That was my personal preference for the song. I like both the pop and the original album version, but I love the pop mix a lot better. Going on, Last Kiss, the production, mwah. The lyrics, the instrumentation, and of course emotion. You also, obviously, take a shot for every time you've heard me say emotion or aesthetic. Long Live, which is a great way to end off the album. I love the celebratory feel of the song. And she performed this song as part of a mashup on the Reputation tour, and that was just so beautiful. So beautiful. And now on to the deluxe tracks, which we start off with Hours. Not, again, the Cheese Fest. Speak Now, Hours, and Mean, the trifecta of the Cheese Fest. And she did what she had to do. If this was a movie, now I will actually say I do like this song, but the way I'm making it sound, well, I'm about to make it sound, makes it seem like I don't like it, but I do. It kind of feels like it doesn't really go anywhere. It just kind of stays static, just like. But that's about it. The last song, which is my favorite of the 3 deluxe tracks, Superman. It's got a very optimistic energy to it. That's all. Even though it's my favorite deluxe track, that's all I really have to say on it. Anyway, that is kind of like my 10-year dive into Speak Now, which it is a great lyrical album. I'm so, kind of sad that it did not win the Grammy for Best Country Album. But, these things happen. So, do check it out if you guys haven't. Obviously, it's been out 10 years. And Taylor Swift is one of the biggest stars of the world, so how could you not already know what it is? But if you haven't, do go check it out. It is so worth it. Definitely worth it. If you're into lyrics, production, it's great.